Sa oras ng iyong pagdurusa, iwang ka man ng mundo, manalig ka lamang na nandyan ang Panginoon. Ewan ko ba, I feel the love talaga ngayon. No? Not only because, well, probably it is because my birthday. So salamat po sa mga greetings ninyo. Kuya Tonton Serominis, Ate Aki, I love you too. Praying for you, Ate Aki. No? And especially kay Aaron at sa mga bagay na ating pinagdadaanan ngayon. Gusto kong i-dedicate ang kantang yan sa ating lahat. No? Alam nyo po, merong mga situations in our life talaga that is beyond our control. But if we become bitter, it is like, sabi nga nila, it is as if we are swallowing a bottle of poison, hoping that the other person is going to suffer for it. Ka-moments, importante talaga that we are going to make a conscious effort to surrender our circumstances to God, to surrender our bitterness, our hatred, our anger, doon sa taong yon or sa mga taong yon, isuko natin sa Panginoon. Because you know what? It is not going to do us any good. Remember, I keep on sharing with you, I keep on reminding you that lahat po tayo ay may accountability sa Panginoon. Ang ginagawa niya, problema niya yon. Siya ang mananagot sa Panginoon. Ang ginagawa mo, ikaw ang mananagot sa Panginoon. Whenever I am worried, I am sinning against God because God said, do not worry, do not be anxious, do not be afraid. But if I choose to be afraid, but I choose to be anxious, ako ang mananagot doon sa mga kasalanang ginagawa ko. Again before we go to our prayer time, kanya-kanya po tayo ng pananagutan sa Panginoon. If you keep on hating other people, that other people, wala silang problema sa hatred mo. Ikaw ang mananagot sa hatred mo. So how can you deal with this situation? Alam niyo po, the easiest thing to do, but the hardest thing to do as well, is to surrender it to God. The easiest because we know na kailangan talaga nating isuko yan sa Panginoon. The hardest because it is so difficult for us to surrender it to God. Kasi di ba nakikita natin na parang, Lord, hindi pwede, dapat managot ang taong yan. Sa tingin mo, hindi mananagot ang taong yan? Sa tamang panahon, na huwag mong lalagyan ng dugo ang iyong mga kamay. Do not take matters into your own hands. Just keep on praying. Bahala nang magkadugo na ng imuhang tuhod, sabi nga nila, di ba? That even if our knees are bleeding already, sa kakabeg kay God, na alisin tayo sa circumstance na ito. Remember what God said kay Apostle Paul, di ba? My grace is enough. Ka-moments, do not carry this burden anymore. This is beyond your control. Sabi nga ng mga Americans, this is beyond your pay grade. If you are level 1, you take care of level 1. Level 10, leave it to God. Changing other people is level 10. There is nothing we can do about it. But there are things we can do for ourselves. We can pray, we can surrender. Kahit na paulit-ulit. Ano ba naman itong mga prayers natin? Sa totoo lang, paulit-ulit naman, di ba? Na Lord, hindi ko na po kaya. Lord, hindi ko na po kaya. But look, nakaabot ka ng September 28, 2022 sa lahat ng mga araw na sinabi mong hindi ko na kaya. When you look back, ay nakakayanan ko pala. Huwag mo na kasing dagdagan ang mga pasanin mo sa buhay. Ang dami mo na ngang dinadala. Dadagdagan mo pa with your anger issues, with your bitterness, with your hatred. Leave all those things to God. Kasi sa totoo lang mga ka-moments, gaya ng sabi ko, it is the easiest thing to do because that is what we should do in the first place. But it is the hardest to do because we cannot surrender sa kagustuhan ng Panginoon. No, alam nyo, sabi ko nga, was it yesterday or the other day, no, na hindi naman lahat ng minsan ayaw nating paniwalaan ang ibang verses ng Bible. Pananiniwalaan lamang natin yung God is going to heal me. God is going to provide. God is going to be with me. Yun, masarap paniwalaan yun. Pero alam nyo po, yung sinasabi ng Panginoon na surrender, do not be anxious, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Hindi natin ginagawa yun. We cannot obey 3 and disobey 3. It is kuridas, sabi nga nila. No, you obey 1 until the 10. You obey everything. Because if you only choose to obey certain points or certain aspects, That is not faith. Faith is believing in everything that God says. If God says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. No, siya mismo nagsabi that vengeance is mine. Bakit mo pinapakialaman? Do not take matters into your own hands. Who in their right mind would drink a bottle of poison and wishing for the other person to fall down dead? Wala, di ba? Kasi dapat siya ang uminom ng poison na yon. But if you are bitter, if you are unforgiving, if you are angry, if you cannot forgive, ikaw mismo ang umiinom ng poison na yon. Ka-moments, tama na po. Tama na. God has been so good sa atin. Yes, life was not perfect. It will never be perfect. Pero dadagdagan mo pa ba ang stress ng buhay mo? Dadagdagan mo pa ba ang problema mo? Dadagdagan mo pa ang mga pasakit na iyong gino-go through ngayon? Isn't it time to let it go and allow God to just move in your life, in your family's life, in the life of other people? Hindi ka naman niya pababayaan eh. Again, it's the easiest thing to do but the hardest thing to do. The choice is yours. Are you going to surrender to God's will? Or are you going to keep on doing things your way? But in the end, you're going to pay for the consequences anyway.